Good evening, freaks and friends, and welcome to Math Bites. I'm your host, Math Machine, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the news from the last couple of days, specifically revolving around video games. Now, the first thing is, mostly all the news around video games has been about the Oculus Rift and how it was bought out by Facebook. And if you haven't heard the news, surprise! I'm pretty sure that there's a few people that don't know what the Oculus Rift is, and basically it's a virtual reality headset that was actually probably the most not realistic but feasible way of actually getting virtual reality into video gaming. And it's been in development since 2010, 2011. They also had a Kickstarter at one point in late 2012, early 2013, one of those. And they raised $2.4 million from Kickstarter. Because people really liked the idea, and there was no big company that was actually willing to do anything with this because virtual reality, scary, new idea, scary, Virtual Boy. But so they did a crowdsourcing Kickstarter fund, and they made $2.4 million from it, and that really helped fund it. And one of the things on that was when they started releasing the Oculus kits. And if you got into a high enough bracket, one of the things was if you paid enough, you'll get an Oculus. I'd say for free, but you donated money to help it get funded, so technically you paid for it already. I digress. Well, yesterday, it was bought by Facebook for $2 billion. Wow. And Zuckerberg, who I love, has said that it's going to be a social media device. He's alluded to the fact that it's not going to be too heavily involved with gaming anymore, that he's going to turn it into a social media device because, oh boy, I've always wanted to see my Facebook wall posts in 3 dimensions. Hot diggity damn! Why you do this to me, Zuckerberg? Why? So now, what has been the most plausible and realistic device for a 3-dimensional virtual reality gaming experience is now turned into an all-in-one social media device. Because fuck you! God damn it, I hate when... This has been going on for a while, where a lot of companies and a lot of big-name things that have been in other fields want to get into gaming. It's been going on for like the last 2-3 years because gaming is so profitable right now. It is just insane. Amazon bought a video game company, Double Helix. They're the guys that made the reboot of the fighting game. I forget what the name of it is right now, but they've also done some pretty lackluster games before that. So they were bought solely for this game. I can assure you. And they're also in the talks of making a console. We've already seen the controller for it, which is butt ugly. Oh my god, it looks like an Xbox controller that was just thrown on the floor and then picked back up again, and they put some new buttons on it because like we wouldn't be able to tell. And Disney has been trying to get into games, and oh, that's been going oh so well for them. They've had to downsize their video game department, which is called Disney Interactive, by 700 employees because I firmly believe that Disney just as a whole can't understand video games, doesn't know how to work with them. They're too far behind the times. And the guy who is in charge of Disney Interactive, he is the president in charge of that specific branch, is an idiot. Honestly, I don't understand how he got the job. I've looked at his backlog, at what he did before he became president of Disney Interactive. You know what he did? He was the vice president of Yahoo in charge of music and sports. What? How do you go from an internet service that the specific parts of it specialize in internet, specialize in sports, and specialize in music, and you go to video games? What the... I hate when they do this, when they just go, oh, okay, you were a CEO before, okay, you can be a CEO again. We don't care where you were, we just know that you're a CEO, so good on you. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need to have some experience in the field, or you're going to wind up doing things that, cost a division 700 jobs! Math rants. So the Oculus is now a social media device, as opposed to a gaming device. And my take on this is that the people who bought this and crowdsourced it under the idea that this was going to be a gaming device, and it wasn't like this deal was in the talks or there was any sort of news about it. It was completely out of the blue. No one heard about it, saw it coming, could have predicted it. Nothing. So, because of that lack of information and the fact that there's most of the people who crowdsourced it don't even have it yet. I can pretty well guarantee that. So my take is that if you as Oculus, which now was Facebook bought them for $2 billion, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. $2 billion. That's billion with a B. If you were one of the people that crowdsourced it, and now that it's going to be a social media device rather than a gaming device, are not happy with that, my take is that you should be able to get your money back. The Oculus should instantly say, all right, it is now going to be a device completely different than what we had advertised it as. Anyone who wants out, we will give you a full refund, no questions asked. And that would be fair. And those people that want to stick in with it, because it is actually still probably the best virtual reality headset right now, more power to them. I got no qualms with that. If you want to stick with it, good on you. Those that want out should have every right to get every red cent back. And if they don't, I think that they should. I think that they should sue. They should. This is not in any way reasonable to go into. It's like technically you could call this a pre-order in some weird degree because the Oculus Rift was mostly finished, but this was crowdsourcing to finish it up because they had a pretty detailed demo and they had a pretty realistic expectation of what it was. They just need a little bit more money to finish it. If it was just a blank slate prototype idea, that's a completely different story. This was a mostly finished product that they said had a stated goal. And they showed it off with that intended goal and purpose. And this is, it's like you pre-ordered a video game and then you wind up, when they finish the product, it's a instead of an action video game, you get a country western CD. What? This isn't anything like I was told. Well, you pre-ordered it, so tough shit. You should be able to get your money back, and if you can't, I think that this is legal grounds to sue, and I hope that Oculus actually does the right thing, and to those people that want out, get their money back. If for no other reason than because there are a lot of people that I know, and there are some people that agree with this, some people that won't. They hate Facebook. Anything to do with Facebook. They just can't stand it, and they don't want to support Facebook by using any of their products, and this would now include the Oculus Rift, and I can't blame them because I don't like Facebook that much myself, but specifically for gaming purposes, it is the lowest common denominator of gaming at its core, and I would not want to do anything with the Oculus now that it's bought by Facebook. Luckily, the one good thing that the Oculus did do, and I am happy for this, is that they brought attention to the fact that virtual reality was something that people wanted. One of the ways it proved that was by just how fast it got crowdsourced. It had a goal of 250,000 in the crowdsourcing campaign. Met that in 6 hours. Made $1 million in 36 hours. Think about that for a second. A virtual reality device that no other company wanted made $1 million in 36 hours from just crowdsourcing. There you go. That was enough for other companies to realize, oh shit, maybe people actually do want this. Sony has confirmed that they are making a VR headset. It looks actually pretty much like the Oculus. I guess because the Oculus has the design down to a relatively comfortable level that people can agree is probably the way it's going to work until we get these full body suits or like these holodeck things like in Star Trek. There's also talk, Sony's is called Project Morpheus, and oh, the internet loves to make memes of that. Insert Matrix meme here. There's another one in talk that Microsoft is actually making something too. There's no official word on it, but it's going to be like, not Kinect 2.0, because, well, there is a Kinect 2, but it's not 2.0. It's maybe like 1.3. This would be like a better, more reliable version of Kinect, and I'd be happy to see that. So a lot of other companies are making VR headsets now because they saw how popular Oculus was, and I thank Oculus for creating the necessity for these other companies to wake up and realize this is what people want. We should be doing this too. But now they've been bought by Facebook, and at the end of the day, I know that I sound angry and I am mad about this in general. I don't blame the folks at Oculus. You would have to be a complete fucking moron to say, no, we don't want your $2 billion, shove it. Fuck no, I'll take that. I will be your whore. Shit. $2 billion? God damn. Granted, it was $400 million in cash and something like 23 million shares of Facebook stock, and then another 300 million in cash and stock if they met goals. But either way, that is a buttload of money, and I can't blame anybody for taking that kind of money. Not for any reason. Not for doing anything that's legal, I should say. So I don't blame Oculus. I'm just sorry that it's come to this, and I hope that these other companies can actually pull through and make gaming devices rather than Oculus's social media device. And I hope that a lot of these other companies, Amazon, Disney, Facebook, they stop pretending to be game companies. And they wake up and realize we are good at what we do on our own. We don't need to get into gaming. And if we do, we actually need to take the time to learn about it, not to just copy it and act like we know what we're doing. Because these imitation things are really bad, and it's setting a bad precedent for the industry in general. You're oversaturating the market, and it's causing a lot of issues, because if you're doing this, it's going to just cause everything to just build and build and build until it finally explodes again, like it did in the 80s when there was that video game crash. And that's what's been happening for a long time now, is that we've been building towards that, and if you keep it up, eventually we are going to have that bubble again. It's going to burst, and we're all going to be up in the toilet because of it. These other companies will survive from it because they made billions and billions of dollars doing their own thing. They're just getting into this for another quick buck. But a lot of these companies that need video gaming to be strong to survive, that's their only thing, then they're fucked. And we people who play video games are fucked because they're the ones who made this shit, and they won't be around anymore. So I have serious, like, I'm not saying that this is all doom and gloom and boo-hoo, but I just hope that people can stop for a minute and realize that they need to actually learn what they're doing rather than just doing it. But knowing reality, it's not going to happen, because I'm going to paraphrase Gordon Gekko from the movie Wall Street, which I recommend that anybody sees. It's a movie from the 80s, actually, that was relevant to the stock market crash of the day, and it surprisingly holds up really well throughout the years. But as Gordon Gekko, paraphrase, once said, greed is good. And that is what drives people, and I hope that people can wake up and realize greed is doom, and greed can be good because it drives people to do good, to build better things and to make better stuff. But at the end of the day, greed is bad, and greed will destroy what is good in the world. So we just need to tell these companies, and the way to do that is to not give them any money. Make them realize that their greed is their doom. Anyway, this has been Math Machine, and me saying peace out.